Yeah, so Big Ox spoke beautifully in the spirit, you know what I'm saying? That's something that...
Brother Marcus on the show.
Shalom. Yeah, so today though, I want to get into this not being our rest and us still being in captivity, right? Because a lot of people seem to struggle with that. So they come through on a Sabbath day thinking that they could just chill, do whatever they want out here, and that's not what it is. It's Super Bowl weekend, you know what I'm saying? People gonna be chilling. Super Bowl tomorrow, right? Or is it
next week?
It's next week. All right, so yeah, Super Bowl next week. Cause I ain't gonna be watching, that's why I don't know. But you know, Atlanta's gonna be packed. Atlanta's gonna be packed, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a bunch of our people trying to do things that they don't need to be doing out here on a Sabbath day and going into that Sunday of the Super Bowl, right? So somebody give me Micah 2 and 10 and Baruch 3 and 8.
Sister, can you come on this side? You already know we got problems. We got problems. We got problems in the camp. Y'all come on this side. Y'all brothers play the corners and keep your head on the swivel.
I need another reader. I need another reader.
I'm gonna read for you.
All right, good. I need Deuteronomy 12 and 9.
Micah 2 and 10?
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Right, so it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. He's not asking us to leave America, because that's a doctrine. You know what I'm saying? We should leave here because of the scripture, but that's not what it's telling you. It's saying, get up off your behind. Stop, depart from that slothful man or slothful woman spirit that you got right now. You know what I'm saying? Get up and do some work, because this is not your rest. That's why we teach all the time that you have to work in this captivity, because there's brothers that teach that you don't. You understand? There's a video we had when we had the channel that we were talking about that brother that wanted everybody to go live in Arizona in the tent and everything, right?
Yeah.
So all of that comes from this scripture right here. When people telling him to arise and depart, but that's not what the scripture is actually telling you. He's telling you specifically this is not your rest, because our people are going to be trying to rest here in Babylon. They're going to be trying to make their life as good as they possibly can, not wake up the people. You know what I'm saying? Sit behind the keyboard and talk about other Israelites and stuff while you chill and do your own thing, right? So read that again.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted.
Right?
It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
Yeah, man. So this polluted place here, it's not gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying? You could get things in this captivity. We've taught that before. You can be successful here, but the things that you get that's gonna allow you to rest aren't gonna put you in the place you need to be. Right? That's why a lot of Israelites don't have nothing, because the Most High knows that. If He was to give us certain things, a lot of these brothers wouldn't do what they're supposed to do no more. They wouldn't come out here and teach the scriptures no more, because they would feel like they don't have to.
Right.
It's gonna become their rest. This polluted land. You understand what I'm saying? So, read that Deuteronomy.
This is Deuteronomy 12, verse 9. For ye are not as yet come to the rest.
Right.
And to the inheritance, which Yahweh your power giveth you.
So you have not come to the rest. You understand? So you shouldn't be trying to get that here. If you got some type of money, or Most High bless you with some cake here, right? Instead of trying to floss and get you a private jet, chill out the rest of your life like all these rappers and celebrities are doing, you should be trying to help out your people, right? You see, we on the news now, the world know about the Israelites, so why not put us in a position to, make us look better in front of the world, right? But nobody's gonna be trying to do that, because all of our people with money just want to sit down and spend it on themselves, right? And chill out, rest here in this polluted Babylon, right? Go ahead, give me that Baruch 3 and 8. This is why you shouldn't be trying to rest here. Go ahead.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Right, we are yet this day in our captivity, right? This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Go ahead.
Where thou hast scattered us.
Where the Most High has scattered us. He scattered us throughout the four corners of the earth. So wherever our people are right now is where they were in captivity, most likely, right? We've had people that have moved, but even then, wherever you move to, you're still gonna be captive in that land, because, we've been brought to the bottom, wherever we go. So that's what it is. Go ahead.
For a reproach.
So we've been scattered for a reproach.
And a curse.
And a curse.
And to be subject to payments. According to all thine iniquities.
Right.
Of our fathers.
Right. So right now, in all the four corners of the earth, the places that we're in captivity, we're being subject to the payments of our forefathers, man. You know what I'm saying? the payment is us not following the laws of the Most High. So right now he's punishing us for that. You understand what I'm saying? So no matter what we do, no matter how successful you're gonna become here financially, you're still gonna be at the bottom, right? People like Diddy are billionaires and stuff, but they still gotta answer to a white man somewhere.
Still nigga.
You feel what I'm saying? So people like Creflo Dollar and TD Jakes, they got millions of dollars preaching the word, but they still gotta answer to Matthew Copeland or Michael Copeland, whatever the white boy name is. You understand? So even in that type of situation, when it looks like you control your own life and you doing things for yourself, there's still a cracker that's above you somewhere. Because we're yet this day in the land of our captivity. You understand? Go ahead and read that.
It's the book of Ezra 9, verse 7. Since the days of our fathers have we been in a great trespass unto this day. And for our iniquities have we, our kings, and our priests been delivered into the hand of the kings of the lands, to the sword, to captivity.
Right. So, I'll read that again, slightly. From the top.
Hey, man, Ezra
said a lot.
He said a lot, man. Since the days of our fathers have we been in a great trespass unto this day.
Right. So since the days of our fathers, right? Baruch said that we're being subject to the payments of our forefathers, right? For them trespassing against the Most High. Ezra saying the same thing. Since the days of our fathers, we've been going off, man. You understand? We're a stiff-necked people. We got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we out here teaching.
Right.
But our people are not going to want to do it. They're always going to want to contend against it because since the days of our forefathers, we've been doing that, man.
Right.
There's always been people like that. There's going to be people since we've been on the news and they gave us that bad rep now that are going to say, well, y'all are Israelites. We seen how y'all was on CNN or MSNBC or whatever news platform they saw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to join y'all. Y'all are racist.
And Salakia, you know what? I was wrong. I should have apologized to that brother. I can admit that. You know why? Not because I had to, but because for his own sake.
God.
See that?
Yeah.
For his own sake, so he could still get the word. I learned something. Hey, I'm a man. I can admit that. Go ahead, brother.
But Salaki, the only reason we would have to do that is because the brother wasn't humble enough to apologize for himself and staying here tonight.
Which causes an offense, and now he's in the offending. And the Most High not gonna let you play with the men of the Lord, and you get judged for that. So for his own sake, I should have helped him. Yeah. It's crazy, man. The spirit you have to have. Now he's back there with the white woman rolling a blunt. See him, right? It's
trying to chill out. Once he's high, he gonna come back and act like nothing happened.
And act like nothing happened. When we told the brother, all right, brother, okay, brother, we tried. Salakia, man, when you read the scriptures, you get full of power, man.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, man.
Continue on that, please.
Yeah. And for our iniquities have we, our kings, and our priests been delivered into the hands of the kings of the lands.
Right, so we've been delivered into the hands of the kings of the lands because our fathers have been going off since the time of them, right? To this time, we're still here. And now we got people like Donald Trump who know who we are now.
Yeah.
He's the king of this land.
Yeah.
He's inviting them white kids that we were screaming at to go have lunch with him at the White House. Just to make them look good and us look worse.
You see that?
You understand? But guess what? Last summer, we taught in front of the White House.
Right.
These brothers was in front of the Lincoln Memorial screaming at the Cracker Boys. Right? We was in front of the White House last summer. We didn't make the news. We had a whole gathering in front of the White House.
Right.
We didn't make the news. They waited until they could put out a negative image of us.
Yes.
Saying something that that we shouldn't say, or that would make it easy for them to demonize us, right? And that's what they decided to put on the news. They've had multiple opportunities to do it. We got camps in DC that go to the Lincoln Memorial in the Washington DC, the White House, all that stuff all the time and preach. But they never make the news. I'm sure they teach like that all the time. But just because it was a platform, you know, this is Esau and their kingdom, because it was a platform of all white kids that are Catholic, you know what I'm saying? Here in this society here, the Catholic people, they apparently get more respect than anybody because you can rape a whole bunch of kids and still, you know, it's still cool being a Catholic. But us black Hebrew Israelites could be seen screaming at some white kids one time on TV and we gonna have a bad rep for the rest of our lives probably.
That's the way it is.
You know what I'm saying? People don't think about that type of stuff, bro. It's because we've been delivered into the hands of our enemies, right? And we're being subject to the payments of our forefathers. He's not gonna allow us to have a good name here because Esau won't let us do that. You understand? Go ahead.
To the sword, to captivity, and to a spoil, and to confusion of face.
Them cops. They riding on
as
the
it
bike.
is to this day.
They not playing no games. But yeah, man. So like that's what it is. And to this day, we're in that same situation. You understand me? Proof? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. You hold Baruch. Cause like people need to understand that, man. To this day, we're being subject to the payments of our forefathers. And people are like, well, we're in America, man. People get rich here all the time. Floyd Mayweather just made $9 million to go beat up an Asian boy, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
And that was bad, man. he washed that dude.
he sure did, yo. In like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But like, why? Our people see stuff like that. They see our people being able to be successful, right? They get financial success here, and they think, well, we're not slaves no more. I could get rich too. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But just because you could get rich don't mean you're not a slave. We had people that had money back in the time, even in the Greek and Roman captivities. We had folks that were politicians, just like we do now. We had Al Sharptons and all them type people back then. You know what I'm saying? Shave their beard off, try to look like the white man.
Right.
Coon just for the white man.
Right.
Try to bring up policies that's gonna make the white man happy with how our community is.
Right.
You understand? We had people way back then doing that same stuff. So they were making money because they were the people that the white man had to pay to go into cahoots to make us feel a certain way about how we should act here.
Yes.
You understand? Now we got old people walk by, they don't want to grow no beards. They see black young men on the streets teaching the Bible, and well, y'all shouldn't be doing that. They see us correcting the white man. Oh, y'all racist. You're gonna, what's that thing you said? You're making it bad for us.
You're making it bad for us.
right?
Like they said in Maccabees. Well, since we separated from the heathen, we've had much sorrow. You messing up our good thing, man.
See? That's not how it's supposed to be, though, man. Give me that Deuteronomy 28.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
This is Moses, man, saying that all these curses will come upon us and overtake us if we don't hearken to the voice of the Lord our God, right? That's what was going to happen. And go ahead and read that Baruch chapter 2, verse 1.
This is the book, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Therefore the Lord hath made good his word.
So he made good on his word, because look where y'all at right now, man. You in concrete jungle, Atlanta, Georgia, in captivity. We got brothers and sisters out here in the cold with no place to go all the time, right? This is their captivity here. The Most High made good on his word. Go ahead.
Which he pronounced against us.
Which he pronounced against us, because he said if we didn't hearken to the voice of the Lord our God to observe and to do all his commandments, this day that he commanded us, that's our not.
Yeah.
All these curses would come upon us and overtake us. And that's what happened, right? Go ahead.
And against our judges that judged Israel, and against our kings, and against our princes, and against the men of Israel and Judah.
Is that verse 2 or verse 3?
That was one.
Read 2.
Verse 2, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened.
Hey, brother, I'm not on the scene.
Shalom.
We'll start over again. Baruch chapter 2, verse 2. To bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem,
right,
according to the things that were written in the law of Moses.
Go ahead.
Verse 3, that a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter.
Right. So that's something that was prophesied in the law of Moses, right? People don't understand. That's a curse that we went through in Deuteronomy. Go ahead and bring that out. Deuteronomy 28:53.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 53. Brother Steve in the building.
With the camera too.
Brother Steve in the building. Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, that's family, man. Brother Steve, see brother, look at Rashida. You see brother Steve get happy. That's family right there, man. That's our guy. Okay, hold on. Hey, now look, this is in the Bible, right? When Yahushua seen Nathaniel, he said, look,
Hey, man,
that's an Israelite indeed. Here he comes.
I gotta go sit about it.
Yeah, that's brother Steve. Go ahead.
I gotta go.
What's up, Ak? Yeah.
Shalom!
Shalom.
Yeah!
Hey, you ain't tell me he's coming.
I know, I wanted to surprise you.
I'm here to film y'all for a little while here.
Alright, that's last time. No more, man. Get in order. Get Get serious.
All right. Where was I?
Verse 3.
Yeah,
You was
read that
talking.
again.
I got 2853 for you.
All right, this book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 3. That a man should eat the flesh of his own son,
Right.
and the flesh of his own daughter. Verse 4. More.
No. Stop. That's lucky. So read that. It
Deuteronomy.
was prophesied, right, in the
Northern
book of
Kingdom.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28. That's what was happening.
I
Go
just
ahead.
read what he read. That's 2853.
Yeah. Read that again.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Came back.
Hey.
Shalom.
Asher
Asher in the building.
Venezuela in the building.
Venezuela's back.
Asher, man.
Get it.
And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy power hath given thee,
Right.
in the siege
You
and in the
understand?
straitness wherein thine enemies shall distress thee.
So that's like it was, as it was prophesied in Jerusalem. The same thing happened, right? So these curses will be on us forever. We got curses in the book of Deuteronomy that happened way back in Jerusalem, and certain things in Deuteronomy are happening now, right? So you got to understand that. Give me keep reading on that. Read on the ready first part.
All right. Verse 4. Moreover, he hath delivered them to be in subjection to all the kingdoms that are round about us, to be as a reproach and desolation among all the people round about.
Right, so he's made us subject to the kingdoms round about us, right? This is America. What do they call America? The melting pot, right? For all the different nations to come in and just be how they want to be. But really what it is, the Most High, that he's the one that designed it to be that way. Because we're supposed to be being subject to the payments of our forefathers around all the kingdoms that are round about us, right? And all kingdoms are allowed to come here. The only people that don't really want in this land is our people,
Right.
right?
That's right.
But everybody else is allowed to come. They're allowed to get a visa, a green card, start their businesses, make their money in our communities so that we can't do it, right? And then pass it on to their family down the line. That's how it works. Go ahead.
Where the Lord has scattered them.
Where the Lord has scattered us, right? We're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Most of our people are in either America, the Americas, right? I'm in the Caribbean islands. We got a big number, a large amount of us in Europe, and there's a large amount of us in Africa, right? But then there's other people that are scattered throughout the four corners as well. But those are the three places that we have the vast majority of our people, right? Is it good?
Yeah.
What you need?
Finish that.
Verse 5. Thus we were cast down and not exalted.
Right, so we were cast down and not exalted. That's why all the other nations are allowed to come here, right? And build themselves up while they have to keep us down below.
Right.
Go ahead and read that. It's one of the curses. Deuteronomy 28, verse 43.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within the gate, Salakia, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Right, the stranger that is within thee, right? We're in this land right here, but all type of strangers, all type of different heathen are allowed to come through here, right? And they're allowed to be up above us. A Dutch man could come from the Netherlands right now and build himself up like that. A little Irish boy could come from Ireland right now and build himself up like that. An Asian man could come from China right now and build himself up like that. An African can even come here and he gonna get his Shell gas station. You understand what I'm saying? But what if one of us wanted to do that? We're not gonna get the permits for it.
No.
We're not gonna get the contracts and everything that we need to try to build up a business like that. They're not gonna give us that loan.
Nor the community support.
That too, because in order for you to thrive in the community with a business, your people have to come through the business and want to, keep it up, right?
That's the
It seems like our people only want to support the enemies, though, right? You put that Chinese restaurant there, it's gonna be nothing but Jakes in that thing eating that fake dog. You feel what I'm saying?
I ran into them at the
Shalom.
summit.
Hey,
Yeah. So I mean,
it's gonna be a lot of Hebrews.
show this.
Hey, look, where's CNN at, man?
Shalom.
Film this.
Shalom.
Watchmen for Israel on the sea.
Shalom.
Hey, now you want to toe the line?
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm busted up from last night.
we was rejoicing in the spirit.
2842.
The brothers is here though, man. The watchmen.
Shalom, shalom.
You want 49? 43 and 44. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
Come on.
And thou shalt come down very low.
Right, go ahead.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Right, because an Asian man could come through here, he could get a job at the bank. He could become the lender, right? They gonna make sure we don't get that loan. The white man's gonna make sure we don't get that loan, but they gonna give it to their own people. They gonna give it to the other heathen, right? Make sure that the so-called black, Latino, Native American Indian don't get what they should get here. Because they know that we're the 12 tribes of Israel, right?
That's right.
That's who we are, and they know that. The government knows who we are. That's why they had no problem putting us on the news once we went at those white Catholic kids, right? But they didn't want to do that when we just teach the word in front of the White House.
That's right.
You understand? We had these brothers out here last summer. They're the brothers I was talking about. In front of the White House teaching in a whole unity summit, right? We didn't make the news at all because they didn't want that type of image being portrayed to the people. They want to make us look like demons. So they only want to put us on the news when they could twist what really happened and persuade the people that are watching the news to demonize us, or to look at us in a demonizing light. You understand what I'm saying? So give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 45.
We gotta build it back up.
You give me Amos chapter 3, just hold it. Yeah, go ahead, get that. As soon as you got it. See.
Be loud.
Book of Deuteronomy 28 verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall go upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes which I command thee.
Right, so that's what's happening. Read verse 46.
Verse 46. And there shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Keep going.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, with the abundance of all things. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So that's what's happening, man. We're out here being subject to the payments of our forefathers, like we read in Baruch, and even to this day, right? These curses are coming upon us and overtaking us because they're gonna be on us forever, right?
Joel's too small.
He said Joel's too small. He can't take that picture. Read verse 49. Because check it out, we got different curses that happen to the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, right?
Right.
The Northern Kingdom is the so-called Latinos and Native American Indians. I'm in the Northern Kingdom. I'm a Gadite, Comanche, right? We got a brother over here from the tribe of Asher, right? Venezuela.
Tribe of Zebulon.
Tribe of Zebulon, right? So we got Northern Kingdom brothers up here, right? Go ahead. Read verse 49.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far,
Right?
from the end of the earth.
From the end of the earth, right? America, that's like it. Like America and Europe are two different places, right? They on one different side of the earth from each other, right? Go ahead.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
He said he's gonna come as swift as the eagle flieth, right? Go ahead.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not
A
understand.
nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. During slavery, our people were overtaken by the so-called white man, right? The conquistadors, right? They came over here, but what was the national bird that they had? The Spaniards had the eagle, right? Read that scripture again.
The Lord shall bring thee, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as the eagle flieth. The reason it says that is because when you go to the book of Obadiah, they liken himself to an eagle, right? That's why Eagle One is landed, right? That's why they have the eagle as the symbol on your postman's truck and everything. That's why the eagle is the national bird of America, because that's been their symbol since the beginning of time. You go back to the Romans and Greeks when they took over Rome, right? That was the bird that they used because it's a vulture, right? It's a predator. It's something, and it's a very large bird. So it's a bird that can fly, it can get to wherever it wants to go, and it can cunningly cunningly pick out his prey. You understand what I'm saying? That's basically what the white man did with us. They found out that the so-called Latinos and Native Americans were the 10 tribes, the 10 lost tribes. They came over here and conquered us, right? Once they had us conquered, they brought our brothers over here so that we could serve captivity together, like it says in the book of Jeremiah, right? Go ahead, continue.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not
A
understand.
nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. What language did they come over here speaking? We spoke Hebrew. We have different tablets that prove that. We have the Lost Lunar Stone. We have the Tennessee Stone. We have the Chief Joseph Stone, right? All these different stones from Assyrian captivity that are only in the hands of Latinos and Native American Indians. So that proves that that's who we are, right? But they came over here speaking a language we couldn't speak. They found out we did the Shema when you go do your research on Columbus and everything, right? And his different scribes and scholars found out we were the 12 tribes.
Right.
And from there, they were able to put us in captivity. They taught us a language that we could not speak, which is English. And now our people don't even speak Hebrew anymore, right? So we have to speak to you with another tongue and stammering lips, as it says in the scripture. Go ahead.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance,
Right?
which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
Right, and that's what happened. These white folks don't care about our old people or our young people. They had old brothers and sisters out there in the fields working just like they had babies in the fields working.
T-Talk.
Because all they care about is their profit, man.
Right.
As long as they making money, that's all that matters, right? A job is persecution. That's what it means. Job means persecution. So don't think that because you have a job, everybody here got a job, yo. You being persecuted. That's what it means. Read verse 37. Let's get some curses for the southern kingdom now, right? Go ahead.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations.
Among all nations. What do they call us, man? Astonishment, right? We're astonished out here. The white man walks through 5 Points, walks downtown. We saw it a couple weeks ago on a video we had. The lady was taking pictures of like homeless people that we had out here because it was astonishing to her the way they was acting, right? Go ahead.
Among all nations.
No, continue after astonishment. Salaki.
Astonishment, a proverb.
A proverb, right? What do they call us? Black, African, all these words on the right side of the sign, those are all bywords, right? And a proverb is like a wise saying.
Right.
If you want to hide something from a black man, what do?
Put it in a book.
You put it in a book, right? All our history is in this Bible. We don't know nothing about this Bible right here. So they hid our history from us. And they retaught it to us in a way that we wouldn't be able to understand it.
Right.
Where we wouldn't want to go back and understand it. All our people want to be Christians and stuff now. You understand? Go ahead.
And a byword.
And a byword, right? Niggas, spics, black, African American, Hispanic, Latino, Indian, right? All of those are bywords. Haitian. Haiti means hell on a high place. But Haitians are, I hate thee. You know what I'm saying? They're proud of that junk. Sorry, Levi, I had to do it. My mom's Haitian, so I know how it is. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Among all nations, whether the Lord shall lend thee.
Khan. Dominican means dog of God.
Right.
Right? You understand me? Dominicanos. So all of that, all these different names that we're so prideful of. Puerto Rican, it means port of riches. You understand? All these different names that we have are basically bywords that the white man put on us, and we're proud to have them because we don't really know what they mean.
That's right.
The true definition of these words are in books, though. We don't go look for them because you want to hide something from a black man, you put it in a book.
Bring it out.
Same thing applies to the Latino and Native American, because the Latino and Native American think they were from here, but there's books that prove that they're not. The Bible being one of them, right? Go ahead.
Verse 38.
Oh no, Salakia, jump to verse 41.
41. Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them,
Right?
for they shall go into captivity.
What happened during slavery, right? We had our people, our sons and daughters, they showed in every single slave movie that they gonna be showing your kids next month for February, Black History Month, right?
Right.
All your kids gonna be learning about slavery and how our people were being taken from our parents, right? Being shipped to other plantations. That's this scripture right here. Read it again.
Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Right. So that's what happened, man. Our sons and daughters were going into captivity. It even happened to the Northern Kingdom recently, right? I think it's verse 32 talks more about what happened to them. But the Northern Kingdom just over the summer was being put in cages.
Right.
Their kids being given tracking numbers that didn't even really track the children.
Right, sending them to different states.
Right. We still have parents that haven't found their kids, man. To this day, right now, still looking for their children because and they're not getting to enjoy them. They've been giving into captivity. If you looked on the news, you could go and do your research. Still in Texas, they got our people in cages right now in them FEMA camps, them old Walmarts, right? And they're going to be trying to do that to the rest of y'all very soon. Jump to verse 68, the Big Bang.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt, right? Egypt in the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 2 is a house of bondage, right? Nah, you ain't gotta get it. I don't waste too much time. It's a house of bondage. You feel what I'm saying? Egypt is a Greek word. It has a Greek definition, Greek etymology. The real word is kemet, right? The word we had was Mizraim, right? It means like basically a rock in between a hard place or something.
Narrow strait.
Narrow strait, right? So it's basically like us being in a hard place, a house of bondage. So the fact that the white man gave it that definition, Egypt, and called it house of bondage, means that they know that the definition biblically is true. They have new speech and hermeneutics, but the place is still called Egypt to this day, right? So that's the white man showing you and proving to you that they know exactly who we are based on a different definition that they give, right? Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
He's gonna bring you into Egypt again with ships. How did the so-called black man get here? To any of the lands that he's in right now.
Bring it out.
Other than Africa, right? By ships, by way of ship. That's how you got here. This is your curse right here. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
And you're not gonna see the place where he spoke to us no more again. Yeah, we had brothers go back to Israel and everything. They visited and everything like that. But Israel doesn't look the way it was when we was there. It's completely polluted now. They have the biggest gay parade of the year in Israel right now.
Yes.
Right? But the scriptures say no homosexuals should stand before the Most High. He's supposed to put them to death.
That's right.
Why are they trampling throughout our holy land like that though? Because those Jewish people aren't the real people of the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
And there he should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
And we were sold unto our enemies, man, for bondmen and bondwomen. That's what's been happening, right? To this day, they still do it in certain places. Slavery is not completely abolished. Really, your job is you being sold to somebody, your boss, whoever your boss is. They pay you a wage. You know what I'm saying? Back then, the wage used to be them feeding us and giving us a shack to live in. But now they give you a different wage. That's what the emancipation was. Emancipation doesn't mean that slavery was done away with. It was transferred to the government instead of a specific slave master.
That's right.
And that slave master gives you a job and a boss, right? That's how it works now. Is that it on 68? No, go ahead.
And there he should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Right, no man shall save you. That's what buy means, man. No man can save you. That's why our people haven't been saved by any of the black leaders that we have. None of them have been able to do anything because they're not coming from the scriptures. The moment that we have a black leader that gets to the point of that's coming from this Bible, that's an Israelite, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to get to a certain place that's going to allow us to be saved by the Most High.
Right.